Well, they reckon Bob Willis has said they should all be sent home economy class, and some of them strapped to the wings.
We've got Bumble, our cricketing royalty here, doing the B3 cricket tour and having a look at what we do. We asked some of our social media followers if they'd like to ask you a few questions.
All right, okay.
So I've got Neil Wedge, he's from Rutland, and he said, what advice would you now give your 48, might be 49-year-old self before taking the England coaching role?
That were me in 1996 when I took that on. What advice? Calm down. Yeah, I know what he's getting at there. Neil is called, isn't he? Neil. He's getting on that murdered thing, isn't he? We flipping murdered him, and that's watered down. No, I wouldn't have done nothing any different. We had a great time, wonderful bunch of lads, fabulous bunch of lads. Win some, you lose some. And it changed in 2000. Somebody answer that phone. I think there's a phone. Phone!
Neil Fairbrother.
Is it? Neil Fairbrother's on the phone.
Colin Revel, very well-known retired cricketer in Nottinghamshire.
All right,
Leg spinner and like to whack it.
Yeah.
But he says, do you think 2020 IPL, etc., will lead to more players wanting to retire from Test cricket in order to take the cash?
He's got it in one. That's exactly what's going to happen. So administrators have got to be very, very strong and just make sure that your satellite IPL 2020 competitions, although IPL is fantastic, the personal view is I think it's a little bit too long. Big Bash is magnificent. We need one. We need one of these in England, but the administrators have got to ensure that there's windows to play this sort of thing. If you want to extend that, really go on, that England have, in a 10-month period, played 17 Test matches, whereas South Africa have only played 8. That can't be right. You know, there's got to be a more level playing field, so administration is the key.
Do you think the workload's too much?
Well, there is the workload conversation and chat, but they all find time to play T20. Why? Because it's a payday. Pays brilliantly. And so if you're going to play a 20-over competition, you're going to take the money. And so it comes down to great administration. But the other thing that follows on from that, a cricketer will always be judged on how good he is at Test match cricket.
Do you remember a goalkeeper called Steve Ogrizovic?
Yeah, Oggy. Played minor counties.
He did.
Yeah.
He did play for Shropshire, I think, or Staffs. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he was a good bowler and obviously a good goalkeeper. Still at Coventry. Well, his nephew plays locally, Sam Ogrizovic, and he's sent a question in. Sam asks, "Why are your gym memberships so expensive?"
Well, I don't know these days because I sold the gyms for 365 million, and that's why I eat in cafes like this. And I sold them to Whitbreads, but I think since then Whitbreads have moved it on. So I really can't answer his question as to gym membership, but get yourself a bicycle, lad. Get yourself out. Get yourself a pair of trainers and get running about. What do you want a gym for? Take up fishing. Do something. Indoors? What's up with you? Man up. Indoor gyms? Get outside, lad. Running about. Get a bob hat on. Man up.
Talking of manning up, Jamie Boville asks from Retford, North Notts, into how many pieces did your box break when Tomo hit you there?
Well, I had a pink Lightsome on, which was not up to the job, and it split in about 20 pieces, but more importantly than that, the stuff that should have been inside the box had found its way to outside of the box, and the box had snapped shut. And every February I lose my voice, and I put that down to Jeff Thompson. That's it. I should get compensation. He doesn't like it, you know.
Does he not?
No, he don't like it at all. He says that I've been making a load of money on the back of him, and he wants 10%. Yeah, well, bowl a bit wider then. You bowled it, pal.
And one more from Richard Adams from Manchester, formerly of Nottingham. What measures do you think the ICC need to look at in order to redress the balance between bat and ball, particularly in white ball cricket, which continues to be dominated by rules and surfaces that favour batting?
I agree with that. Two things. Extend the boundary. Somewhere like Trent Bridge, there'll be advertising boards first up, and then inside that there'll be little advertising triangles which make up the boundary rope. So you're eating away into the boundary. Back in the day, let's talk about Hadley and Rice and probably Gary Sobers, and way before then, Red Simpson. You'd play on the full pitch, and so you would run fives as well. Now the boundaries are in, and they call it health and safety. It's complete nonsense. Get the boundaries out, that helps the bowler. The other thing, massively, that I would talk about, the cricket ball itself is machine made. It's precision made, so that the cork comes down, all the twine goes round it, stitched. In the past, down in Sussex, there'd be pensioners having a cup of tea, having a chat, just as we are here, sat with a piece of cork and just winding and winding and winding, and that centre piece would be off centre, and so the ball would naturally swing.
Less predictable.
Less predictable, and the ball doesn't swing now. We know in commentary, we never ever talk about a ball swinging. I mean, prodigious swing, forever.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anderson will swing it, but he works like mad to get the ball exactly as he wants it, and he's got great wrist and thumb positions. He is one who will swing the red ball. Don't swing the white ball.
Thanks, Bumble. Been a pleasure having you.
No, thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
It's been good. I've
Cheers,
enjoyed it.
the audience.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah. They've been in here now for 2 hours on this lunch break.
Still do a 3-day week down
Yeah,
here.
3-day week. Yeah.
Well, they reckon Bob Willis has said they should all be sent home